MKO Abiola Sports Arena. We are here for the second preliminary round of the CAF Champions League. The Sky Blue Stars of Remo Stars taking on the Brazilians of Mamelodi Sundowns here today. First ever clash between these two sides. It promises to bring all the excitement, all the fireworks as we head late into the evening right here in the capital city of Ogun State. Abeokuta, to be precise. This is a game you wouldn't want to miss for anything. The atmosphere is palpable. The fans are bringing the noise. The atmosphere getting really pumped, ready for this huge clash for the Sky Blue Stars. Well, in some quarters, you might feel it's arguably the biggest game of Remo Stars since the club inception, but they're not deterred and not scared of their opponents today. Well, as you can see, the home side just making their arrival down to the MKO Abiola Sports Arena, all looking ready for action and ready to go. These players hoping to etch their name in the history books of the Sky Blue Stars, getting ready to take an African powerhouse in Mamelodi Sundowns. Well, Remo Stars, in terms of domestic action, have not been the best of days for Remo Stars. 3 defeats in the last 4 games in the Nigerian Premier Football League. Here today to set things right. The last time they were in Champions League action, it was a whitewashing of Comoros side, US Zulimaju, and today it gets tougher. It doesn't get any easier. They take on last season's CAF Champions League finalist in Mamelodi Sundowns. These players are ready to put their names in the history books. I'm not alone to call or take you through this game today. I've got my co-commentator Azu Bikionicha here with me. Azu, couldn't get any bigger for the Sky Blue Stars up against Mamelodi Sundowns today.
Couldn't get any bigger, Emmanuel. Thank you so much, and it's a big fixture, I tell you. It's already looking so beautiful, and you can see the Brazilians with their jersey. They're also known as the Masandawana, and I tell you, they really arrive here with that passion that they want to do something different. They want to change the narrative for Remo Stars, who are looking to actually break through into the group stages of the CAF Champions League. They had a great time right here in the last 2 games they played in the CAF Champions League against their last opponents, like you mentioned. 5-0 whitewashing, but playing against almost more than half of the South African national team that just played a couple of games some days back and qualified for the World Cup is a big challenge for them. But can they face it? Can they succeed? Can they defeat a team more like a team that had the Super Eagles sweat to even get a draw from? It's a very tough one, I must tell you. But I tell you, it's an interesting game. I've already seen them warming up and getting ready for an encounter like this.
Remo Stars getting ready to set things right. Oh, fresh faces for the Sky Blue Stars, injury returnees, and also this Remo Stars team will be hoping that today will be a day of their lives for the respective players. All the goalkeepers being put through their paces. Serge Adebi Obasa, fresh from national team duties with the Cheetahs of Benin Republic, was an all-new sub in that final game against the Super Eagles, where they just couldn't do the job and qualify for the FIFA World Cup 2026. But talking about the visitors here today, Mamelodi Sundowns, fresh from being knocked out of the Telkom knockout on the MTN Cup, here today, and hopefully we'll be hoping to get one better against Remo Stars. Also, injury ravaged Mamelodi Sundowns side here today, but these players will be hoping they will do the job in the absence of the injured players. Speaking to both managers just before this game, confidence was palpable from both head coaches of the side. This is a game that they would really hope will go in their respective favor. This young man you see on your screens, Peter Charles will be doing the job, leading the lines in the absence of Reynolds today, who couldn't make the squad due to injury. Well, talking about the atmosphere here, it's really going to be loud, but the Mamelodi Sundowns players, they knew what was coming and not deterred by the atmosphere here. Just before this game, the head coach of the Brazilians was speaking tough, not putting anything away and not underrating the opposition, because heading into this game, the talk of the town was Mamelodi Sundowns were always going to be favorites against this Remo Stars side. I don't know if you agree with that one.
They surely will be favorites. You cannot take it away from the books. They've done their job. They've always almost been close to winning this trophy. Been in the final last time out, losing 2-1 to Pyramids FC. It's really a tough one for them. They won it in 2016. They are looking to do it again. It's been tough here and there. They've won their league title 8 times straight, so they have everything going well for them at this point in time. This is the club that also did not too badly at the Club World Cup, winning one game, drawing one, and losing one to only Borussia Dortmund. So they have it all working out for them. They are exposed, they have the experience, no inferiority complex against a team like Remo Stars. So you want to make them the favourites for a game like this. And like I mentioned earlier, having a goalkeeper like Ronwen Williams, who's the first choice for the South African national team. Aaron Mokoena is also on that team, and a couple of other players making it through to the national team. 6 of them from the last game we saw against Rwanda. Playing in a game like this as starters, it's really going to be interesting, and surely you see them as favorites to win this encounter. But no closure for the room for upsets.
Looking poised and ready for the action here. Live from the MKO Buildup Sports Arena. Once again, to remind you, welcome to this live coverage. Remo Stars, the home side against Mamelodi Sundowns, the visitors here today. Well, after giving a bye in the first preliminary round, Mamelodi Sundowns will hope that they can do one better than Remo Stars, who brushed away their opponents in the first preliminary round in Comoros US Zulimaju. I'm sure that game will be in the minds of the Mamelodi Sundowns players. Barely 5 days after South Africa snatched the final automatic tickets to the 2026 FIFA World Cup ahead of Nigeria on the last day of the qualifiers, the football rivalry between both nations is set for another chapter, this time on the club stage. The first ever competitive meeting between the two sides, a meeting of two clubs standing at a crossroads, one chasing a long-awaited group stage breakthrough, the other seeking to reaffirm its dominance after breezing setbacks. And after 3 times of action, twice in the Champions League and once in the Confederations Cup, now in their 4th continental campaign, Remo Stars are staring down at their biggest challenge yet, securing the maiden Champions League group stage berth. And they will look to go on better this time as they go into this round for the first time as champions of Nigeria's top flight, looking to harness the league winning form to overcome last season's CAF Champions League finalist Mamelodi Sundowns. Well, the visitors today will be hoping to do the job. Ball for the home side, Remo Stars. Ahmed Akinyele returns to the side, fresh from his travels at the Under-20 World Cup in Chile. Adama Gota, also, who scored here against Zulimaju, also in the lineup, and he will be partnered by injury returnee Victor Umbauma, fresh from his recovery from rib injury, restored straight into the lineup for the Sky Blue Stars. Olamileko Adams will captain the side today, and he will be hoping to lead this side to victory against this Mamelodi Sundowns team, who will be hoping that the injury worries have been placed past them. Remo Stars just posing for the pre-match photographs led by the captain Adedayo Olamilekon, and they will be hoping that this game today will see them etch their name in history. Our officials and center referee today are all from Cameroon. We've got Abdel Mefire as our center referee and his team of assistants who will be hoping that this game has his own or no controversies rather, and it's a smooth sailing for these two teams. Ronwen Williams, the captain and leader of this Mamelodi Sundowns side. Well, talking about Mamelodi Sundowns, this is how the visitors file out. Fresh from national team duties, Ronwen Williams, Teboho Mokoena, Aubrey Modiba, and also the likes of Tekolo Mokoena also restored to the lineup fresh from international duties. And Namibian goal scoring machine Peter Shalulile will be given the responsibilities up top in the absence of Reyners, and they've got talented players across rounds who will be hoping to do the job. Chilean Marcelo Allende also in the lineup for Mamelodi Sundowns. This is a team that the manager have set out today to prosecute this fixture against Remo Stars. Interesting lineups from both teams. Just applauding the away support here today, the Brazilians of Mamelodi Sundowns, as we get set for kickoff in this game here today.
I tell you, it's an interesting one, a true clash of ambition versus experience. You know what Remo Stars are here for. They are the pride of Ikene, and they are here to actually prove they should be rated among Africa's elite, backed by their home fans, even though they're playing a bit away from home. And they're really burning bright. On the other side, you know Mamelodi Sundowns are coming as the Brazilians of Africa. They arrive with that pedigree, with that precision, and the points to prove after a shaky start and to their domestic season, being knocked out of 2 cup competitions. They still top their league, but Cardoso is not finding it easy with the fans. And you see what they have with what they have come here to do. A game they really want to win.
1-0 to Cameroonian center referee just looking to his watch just to make sure that all is set and ready to go for this huge clash here today. Remo Stars, the home side, gets us underway. It is the second preliminary round of the CAF Champions League, and we are live from the MKO Abiola Sports Arena. Remo Stars, the home side, donning their regular home attire, all sky blue today. They play from left to right against Mamelodi Sundowns, the visitors. Yellow tops and blue shorts, attacking to go to our left-hand side. Five goals across both legs in the previous round of this same competition for the Sky Blue Stars. 4-0 winners in the first leg against US Zilimaju. This time standing in the way, South African powerhouse Mamelodi Sundowns. The home side coming forward for the very first attack. Ibrahim Abubakar sends across. Easy catch for Rowan Williams.
That was too direct. He wanted to just make that one, maybe locate one of the attackers. Mbama was one of the players he was looking to locate, or Goita. Any of them would have gotten that ball, but he pushed it too forward and made it difficult for any of them to locate. Rowan Williams getting that one easily, and they have to work on that. They know they have a lot to do from the flanks. Abu and Chileku, these are the two guys who have really done so well in playing as wing backs or as full backs and for Remo Stars. And the Sky Blue Stars will be looking up to them in a game like this to do a lot. So all they need now is being calm and also arrange themselves, making sure that they are not under pressure when playing against the experienced Brazilians who are coming in here with on the backdrop of getting to the final of the CAF Champions League the last time.
So much joy on the right-hand side at the early stages of this encounter for Remo Stars. We know what he can do from the right-hand side. Ibrahim Abubakar sending those dangerous crosses in. He's got the perfect bend and perfect whip. Saw that in the previous round against US Zilimaju. Hoping to replicate that today against Mamelodi Sundowns, who will try to play out from the back this time. Just 2 minutes into this encounter, Remo Stars applying the pressure. And the clearance eventually from Rowan Williams. Good press. This is from the home side. Still struggling to play out of the back, but this time they've won the free kick. Oh, the crowd is loving every bit of the pressure applied by the home side.
I must tell you, it's an electric atmosphere at this point in time. Remo Stars really pushing out, the drums are rolling, and you can see how the fans are really cheering them with the little opportunity they have actually created. Closing the South Africans down, making sure they don't allow them go out, and they're actually keeping the ball calm and gaining momentum.
Chileku on the left-hand side sends a cross, looking for Mboma. Possession back to the Brazilians. Seen much of the ball, Rowan Williams. Decent start this is for the home side. Heavy back pass there from Leonard for Bassa, who had no option but to hit it one time, and it's gone out for a Sundowns throw-in.
I think that was agricultural from Genge Leonard. Should have done better, make it easier for the goalkeeper. Sometimes to give them such pass, and they are poor with controls, he puts them in some trouble.
Mboma with a through ball, looking for Goita, who's just straight offside. Spotted by the assistant referee on the right-hand side. Warning signs, this is maybe for Sundowns as we take a second look at that one. Clearly offside, Adama Goita.
Really spot on from the referee. Well placed in that position to get the goal, but clearly offside, and there was no way the referee wouldn't call that one back. The assistant referee did a great job locating that and restoring play now for South Africa, for the South African side rather.
Mokoena has hit that one time, trying to catch up as off guard. It's gone up for Remo Stars goal kick. You wonder what Mokoena was trying to do from such distance.
Just see the other side, you wonder the agony will be going through. Maybe he would have gotten over that, close to becoming a player for the World Cup for the first time with his team, Benin Republic. All of a sudden, they were knocked out by that victory from Nigeria. South Africa's win also, putting them in third position. But he should put all of that behind and see how much his team can do as Remo Stars is concerned. Same Nigerian team, or same Nigeria, where he couldn't be joyful that he lost. He will have to be joyful this time around that his team wins with the Sky Blue Stars.
We'll look at the press from Remo Stars, applying pressure on Roman Williams. Well, so far they've come out of it really good. Playing out from the back. Sundowns, here's Mudal. Back to Williams. And when Williams hit that one long, can they take advantage of this one? Well, it's gone down. No free kick. Kalende was right in front of our center referee, who was having none of it. Interception for Mudal. Possession back to Sundowns. Here's Mokwena. Now to try and hold on to the ball and have a great spell of possession. Here's Mudal on the right. Exchange of passes nicely done. Mudal, can he send a cross in? A launching tackle from Gangelion. Play on, says the referee. Mudal stays down. Still down on the top. Mudal, the right back. And now the attention of the medics will be needed. And Gangelion has also gone down.
Just a picture of a tackle. Went with his thought. Got the ball, but that was really dangerous. Mudal expected the referee to have called that. He rolled them so badly in pain and agony. He looks like it's the second time. He has escaped that. Leonard, he has got to be careful also. And the fans are also not happy. Got the ball and didn't make use of it so well. Struck that one really poorly, and that went out for throwing. So once play resumes, the ball goes back to Mamelodi Sundowns as the Brazilians will be looking to attack again.
Mudal, one of a handful of Mamelodi Sundowns contingents who were in action for Bafana. And they just concluded an international break. Well, here's Miguel Cardoso, approaching a year into the job with the Brazilians. The 52-year-old Portuguese, after taking Esperance of Tunisia to the African Champions League final last season. But the season before, he was appointed, where he also defeated Sundowns with home and away victories in the semi-finals. Back in the action, this time the Portuguese Racino has stayed down. And Sundowns awarded the free kick this time around. Still in some discomfort. Racino was a hit at the lower side.
Some high ball tackle right there. Mid-range actually. He was going to get the ball, but got a bit of it and also got contact with Racino. Clearly a free kick against the Remo Stars player. Good to see him back on his feet, and play will resume with a free kick for Sundowns.
First piece opportunity for Mamelodi Sundowns. 8 minutes of action here at the MKO Aviola Sports Arena. Modiba and Allende Marcelo standing by to take this one. Aubrey Modiba looks like a favorite. An in-swinger from Modiba, headed out by Chigoze Chileku. Here's Alex Soyoa coming forward for Remo Stars. And it's found Ibrahim Abubakar, who sends it over the top, looking for Ombama, just too high for the centre forward. A blistering counter-attacking move that was from the Sky Blue Stars. Still applying that pressure to the defensive setup of the Brazilians. Another free kick in favour of Mamelodi Sundowns. A great game of football so far after 9 minutes of action. Both teams given their all. Peter Shalulile, the man fouled this time around.
Both of them have actually shown a desire, incredible desire if you ask me. These are moments that make the audience feel the game, and you could hear the sound from the fans, especially from that time of the home team, the Sky Blue Stars. Getting closer to getting the goal, but not connecting so well in the final third. I think a bit of miscommunication. has let them down, and the Brazilians might just take advantage.
Coming forward now, the cutback comes in. The chance now for Mamelodi Sundowns. Can this one go in? A strike from Rosinho. Obasa makes the save on the rebound. Almost there, Sundowns. The closest they've gone all game. Tashik Matthew just couldn't put the rebound in. Shalulile unselfish there. The strike was timed. Strong right hand from Obasa, and the follow-up side netting from Tashik Matthews.
Oh my word. What a jaw-dropping save that was. Didn't need to be a huge strike, but his reflexes was from from another planet. Obasa standing tall in that one. Just watching out, making sure that his three defenders were not stopping him from saving that ball from going to the back of the net. We would have been talking about the first goal right here. Soft, but brilliant, well-positioned, well-placed from the South African player. Obasa to the rescue for Remo Stars.
Nicely done. Down left hand side, Chigozie Chileko roll is pass intercepted by Cupido. Tashik Matthew, great step overs. This could be promising for all the Brazilians. Peter Shalulile, he's got the pace. Can he get there in the end? Yes, he can. He's got Nuno Santos for support. They've upped the ante in the last couple of minutes. Mamelodi Sundowns. Here's Mokwena. He's found Cupido. Rosinho dropping deep to engage in the action. Well, poor pass there from Malende. They've won it back quickly now. Mamelodi Sundowns to the right now for Mudau. There's Tashik Matthews. Nicely done. Great turn. The strike comes in for Matthews. And Sundowns are in front. Against the run of play. Tashik Matthews adds another goal for Sundowns this season. 8 goals contributions this season for Tashik Matthews, and he's added another one here today, away from home for the Brazilians. Great strike from the edge of the area. No chance for Obasa. Sundowns in front.
Sundowns in front, and that was just the strike from that man who has got 4 goals and 4 assists before this game. Positions himself so well, gets that pass. Ahmed Akinyele was in a dangerous position, was careful not to bring it down for the free kick. Controls the ball to his comfortable left foot and strikes it back onto the right, where the goalkeeper couldn't actually get close to saving it. Painful one for Remo Stars, but they are 1-0 down at this point in time. Kudos to Mamelodi Sundowns showing their class again.
Remember, he was one key player you talked about building up to this game, and he has shown every bit of those danger, posing that threat to the Remo Stars defense, and he is giving Sundowns the lead here. Tashik Matthews, the goal scorer, and Remo Stars will have to do it from behind if they could here today. They've given away possession cheaply. This could be 2 for Sundowns. One back nicely by Alex Soyoa.
It's a lot for them to do at this point. They have to kill that fact that they are playing against a bigger opponent. They just have to play football. Talked about Tashik Matthews earlier. Wonderful player any day, any time. 4 goals, 4 assists already. 25-year-old. Started with the Ajax Cape Town roots, and he grew up to this height where you find him to play some very good football. Still surprised he's not in the South African national team. A wonderful player any day, any time. And he's just done so well with this team. Very much ready to play on that flank as he supports them from the midfield.
And the goal scorer is down on the turf. Tashik Matthews. Reported 1.5 million euro signing from Swedish side IK Sirius. Scored a brace against Richard Bay in the Betway Premiership. Also had a good outing the FIFA Club World Cup. Such a vital figure for the Mamelodi Sundowns side.
So important for the coach. Cardoso has shown that any day, any time he's been presented. Tada is playing from the wide of the midfield or playing from the flanks and the attack. And anywhere you position this young man, he's just there to give his best. Well positioned and so sleek. Doesn't have to use so much energy. He can easily beat you with the twinkle of an eye. And you just have to be careful when you play against such a player.
Just to remind you, away goal rules very much involved in the CAF Champions League. Adama Goita looking for the free kick. The referee says no. Well, both players have stayed down. Great determination there from Goita. He had to chase that one till the very end. And he's hurt himself in the process. All the Remo Stars faithful were calling for a free kick in that one. But the referee had other ideas. And now they would look to try again now. Remo Stars. Goita just colliding there with Libonge Koza.
I think the referee got the decision right. Malibongwe Koza just didn't have so much contact with him. He was trying to run his way through. I think he missed his footing also. And maybe was just expecting that contact so he could go down. And when I'm talking about a red card at this point. But didn't go in his favor. Goita wouldn't be happy at this point. And you can see him demonstrating and showing his anger for not getting that free kick.
Well, it's been a subdued atmosphere here since that goal from Tashrik Matthews went in. And Remo Stars will try to see if they can get themselves back in this game. Animated on the sidelines, Daniel Ogumodede. Now he has all the talking to do. Ali Bongwe Koza just limping on the sidelines. Promoted through the ranks of the Sundowns reserve team. Ali Bongwe Koza is featured in 7 out of 10 Betway Premiership games this season. Scored in the 4-1 win against Richards Bay. Same game where Tashrik Matthews also scored a brace. Now Roman Williams, the reigning CAF goalkeeper and Interclub Player of the Year, the leader of this Mamelodi Sundowns side, and the strike from distance. This time, no worries for DB Obasa, screaming at his defense. Nuno Santos with this strike. Was so close to put on the ball in the back of the net, denied by DB Obasa. That strike earlier. And showing no signs that this Sundowns side are not afraid to hit them from distance.
That's just what you need sometimes. You have to look for those thunderbolt strikes from nowhere, where the goalkeeper wouldn't be expecting. He could even see you, but their balls you don't save. But we've not seen so much of that. But those slick touches and those well-positioned and well-placed goals or strikes have been what we've seen so far. One gone in, one saved by Obasa. These are the things Remo Stars are also trying to penetrate to get, but it's still not working for them. They just have to work their way through.
A premature change. This is for Mamelodi Sundowns. Grant Kekana called into the action. Waits for confirmation, but it's looking like Mali Bongwe Koza won't be able to see out the remainder of this game. Maybe just a precaution not to take many risks.
I'm not sure if we continue. He actually linked and raised his left leg. Looked like there was a bit of a pain in that knee. So he was completely taken off and just not to worsen the situation.
Played long by Tashrik Matthews, looking for the run of Shaludile. Nicely done by Leonard. Will chase this one, just in an offside position. Haven't seen much of him for Remo Stars in the early stages of this game. 19 minutes of action here at the MKO Abiola Sports Arena. Remo Stars nil, Mamelodi Sundowns 1. Tashrik Matthews, the goal scorer. But we've got to applaud the service of Roman Williams so far this game. His distribution has been impeccable. And Sundowns in possession. Nicely done, intercepted by Ibrahim Abubakar, but seems the referee has spotted an infringement earlier. Not too happy with that decision. Danilo Gumodede, Abdul Mefidi, our center referee, just calling the play back for free kick in favor of Mamelodi Sundowns.
So happy intercepting that one. Unfortunately, a call back and a way to just give out a free kick. Players have got to be careful with their tackles. Dangerous situations like this will not be taken for granted. That's what Sundowns are going to show again when they have a man like Mokoena to just make it easy.
Free kick taken short. Mudau has got pace. Mudau is in the area. Mudau tries to do it all alone. Maybe not the best of decisions there. Goal kick for Remo Stars.
Also has been in trouble. The right back running the flanks and so well, and also tracking back swiftly as he can. Thought he was going to make a pass from that situation, but had to take that strike. Completely off the goalpost. Remo Stars are still just struggling to find their feet. They started strong, wanted to get the first goal to unsettle their opponents and also give them the confidence that the fans also wanted. But unfortunately, they considered first that this is where the challenge is for them. How do they find their way back? It's still been struggles for them as Sundowns control the pitch even more from the back with Roman Williams, giving them that confidence as a very experienced goalkeeper.
Heavy first touch from Peter Charlie Lide. Just committing a foul in the process. Foul on Jacques Koulibaly, spotted by the referee. Advantage Remo Stars. Free kick taken quickly. They need to do all they can to get themselves back in this game. Here's again Leonard. Gets the return pass from Adedayo. Alamineko. Leonard. The low cross into the box, looking for Mboma. Nicely done. Declined by the substitutes. Kana.
You almost think he's a full-back. Make that great run, Mboma. Trying, brother, Leonard. Finding Mboma in that situation, but unfortunately, well marshaled by the Sundowns and players. They have to work their way out.
Just losing his footings there, Ibuka Anthony. Played long by Cupido. This time cleared by. So this is over. Remo Stars just making sure they don't concede a second here. Like I mentioned earlier, away goal rules still very much involved in CAF competitions.
They just have to work things out. They have to play with that confidence. I think it's been a bit difficult to see their anchor man, the pivot, the number 10 player, the captain of the side, Adedayo Alamineko, get the ball.
Looking for the free kick there, Ibrahim Abubakar, but the referee has rigged play on hands of Adama Goita now. Adama Goita looking to bend one in, blocked by Modiba. Still not entirely clear the danger. Here's Alex Suyoa. Heavy first touch, and he's kept it in his stride. A one-time pass on Adedayo Alamineko. Not the best of passes this time. Bowman has fouled his marker. Free kick for Sundowns.
Fans not happy with some of the calls earlier, but this one will go against them. Clearly a free kick. He was brought down. Mokoena wins that one for his team.
The heart of that controversial decision for South Africa. They just concluded FIFA World Cup qualifiers. But in the end, they did the job despite being deducted 3 points, able to qualify as table toppers. Looking for the second now. Sundowns Peter Shalulile is in the box. Shalulile has shielded his marker. A chance now for Modiba. Can Modiba strike this one? The first touch was poor. Still Sundowns pausing all the tracks. Tashik Matthew sends the cross in, calling for handball. And now safely into the arms of Obasa. You wonder what Aubrey Modiba was doing in that instance. All he needed to do was to hit it one time. Chance gone begging for the second for Sundowns.
A clear chance once again for them. Didn't take advantage. I think earlier we saw Leonard trying to shoot the ball off and for a goal kick. Unfortunately, lost that one. Santos really standing his ground. And Shabby really had the opportunity to score for the option time. I think the second or third time in this game now. He's not taking his chances. He's putting Sundowns at the edge. Because there's a possibility that Remo Stars get an equalizer and they'll be back on same level where they would have just sealed the game in the first half.
"25 minutes on the clock. Time for some cooling break here at the MKO Viola Sports Arena. And another opportunity for both set of coaches to have a word with their players. Not left out there is Miguel Cardozo, hoping to lead the side into the group stages of the CAF Champions League. But that handball plea earlier on from Patrick Matthews fell on deaf ears.
It's going to be a tough one for them. Remo Stars are really pushing. They need to work things out. And like you said, the water break is very much important. Time to talk and maybe unlearn and relearn in the shortest possible time. The fans are not looking happy. They want things to turn around. They want to see a goal. They want to scream. They want to be happy leaving this place. Almost the hope of the average Nigerian at this point. Remember, Rivers United lost their own away game yesterday at Mozambique. That 1-0 loss against their opponents. They need to turn things around. Black Bulls got that victory. Rivers still have to come to Nigeria. But for Remo Stars, they've been really loved. They are league champions. They are trying for the opt-in time. They just want to get into the group stages at least. Maybe do something Ayimba did in the early 2000s. That's the hope they've come here with. That's the mindset they've come here with, that they can turn things around. But in the last couple of minutes, it's not looked like that. Let's see what the change will be with this shots and talk and with their coach.
Back in the way. Through ball into the path of Alex Oyora. Closed down by Mokwena. The cross comes in from Ibrahim Abubakar. One-time control from Mboma. Mboma in the box for Remo Stars, trying to steady his foot and understand the strike from Chineko on his weaker right. Still Remo Stars on the danger. And Amakoita has won the corner for Remo Stars. Much better this from the Sky Blue Stars. Cupido was there to intercept.
Looked like the defense for the South African side went to sleep. Mamelodi Sundowns were really poor at this point. Kept the ball away. Goita took advantage. Was going to strike with his right foot after chipping the ball over the defender. But well blocked by the defender, Cupido, who stood his ground in that situation. Would I be talking about the 1-0 at this point in time?
Corner for Remo Stars is going to be an in-swinger from the left boots of Chineko. Corner comes in. Williams with a strong right. Showing for Remo Stars. Mamelodi Sundowns still standing strong, holding on to the 1-goal lead. A chance for the Sky Blue Stars, and Boma just couldn't get there before Williams. And Williams is playing one time, looking for the run of Peter Shalulile. Baby Obasa headed that one back to Leonard, but given away cheaply. A chance for Sundowns, who had a pass from Nuno Santos was poor in the end. Cupido will chase. Has played it back to Roman Williams. On the right back, Ibrahim Abubakar just closing down. Here's Mudar for Sundowns. Over the top. You've got to admire the desire of Peter Shalulile, chasing those balls, going for those long balls from Roman Williams, who seems like he wants to put him through on goal all game.
I tell you, Roman Williams, for me, will pass as a goalkeeper for Barcelona. He knows how to start those attacks. He knows when to launch those long balls. Look at the calmness when he gets the ball at the back. Look at even players chasing after him. He just distributes so calmly and looks up and locates so well. Even though they've not resulted in the goal, put some pressure. But Barca was also almost missing out on that one. Managed to hit the ball away, but fell kindly to Sundowns. There's still a lot for Remo Stars and to learn in this game. Experience will always play a role. They've lost the ball so many times, and again, they've just done that.
Still searching for their second. Mamelodi Sundowns, one back in the some quick turnovers from the home side. Much to the displeasure of the home crowd here. The cross comes into the box, headed out by Ibuka Anthony. There's Mudal on the right. Mudal sends a low ball in the box. Has he gone past the line? Yes, he has. Goal kick for Remo Stars. Another big post by the Brazilians. Making that run into the box was Nuno Santos.
Got the ball so well. Thought he was going to do a cut back, but completely out of the line. A good ball from Mudal again. Well located. He thought he was going to make a cross. He just looks up and feints that one easily to Santos, who had it on the right, and to pull the ball back, but unfortunately couldn't catch up. Some wisdom right there shown by the Sundowns side. They have one or two intelligence plays we've seen so far, and it might just be leading to goals if Remo Stars don't watch out for those errors and also make it a counter move from them.
Half an hour played here at the MKO Abiola Sports Arena. Remo Stars 0, Mamelodi Sundowns 1. The visitors still holding on here, hoping that they can get a second. Back to Williams. Williams to Mokoena. Mokoena to Kekana. Kekana to Allende. Back to Mokoena. Patrick Matthews. Mudal. Just moving the ball around nicely. The Masandawanas. Here's Mudal now. Back to Marcelo. Allende has gone down. Spotted by the referee. Got to admire the way they move the balls around Mamelodi Sundowns. No rush. Just trying to break that shape of Remo Stars. He'll be pleased with 1-6 so far. Miguel Cardoso.
Tell you, we're really pleased. It's not been having it easy with the fans, having been knocked out of those 2 cup games in South Africa.
The cutback comes in, could be 2 for Sundowns. A weak strike from Shalulile, but the flag is gone. Would have counted had he gone in.
Some great run right there from the left back. Poor defending. We were fortunate that there was an offside in that situation. Spot on from the assistant referee.
Alvin Modiba just in an offside position in that instance. As Nuno Santos has got Modiba for support. Just rolled over. Possession back to Remo Stars. Nuno Santos looking for the free kick. Here's Adedayo Lamileko now for Remo Stars. Looking for Mboma, who was just waiting at the edge. Not the best of passes, intercepted by Marcelo Allende.
Clearly a poor pass, and the defender already saw what he was going to do. Stood his ground and just banked or countered the poor pass. Took advantage of it actually. Should be better from the central midfielder for the team, who's been doing so well in all their games. He's really needed in this encounter. It's not really had the space to show. Maybe needs some support in that midfield. Adedayo Lamileko, one of the key men who can create those chances and make football easy for Remo Stars if he opts his game.
And then they fouled. On the free kick for Sundowns. Not a decent game, the Chilean. Here he is in possession. Cupido. Back to Roman Williams. Quite interested to see how many tosses off the ball he's had, the goalkeeper. Roman Williams. Here's Aubrey Modiba. Straight into the box, and Mboma on the turn. Alex Soyowa there for support. Still Alex Soyowa. This time Goita couldn't get the cleanest of strikes from that attempt. Easy one for Williams in the end.
Really poor strike. Alex Soyowa gets the ball and places it on the strong foot of that man, Dama Goita. You expect something better from him, but again, misses out on that opportunity.
There's a Bidaya Lamineko. It's found Ibrahim Abubakar on the right. Looking for the press to send us cross. No sky blue shirts there waiting. Easily dealt with there by Mudal. One thing he loves to do, he would always sweeping those crosses in. All that is needed is just a target in the 6-yard area or the 18-yard area to tuck it on. Saw that combination with the Goita here against Zigmaju.
Mossy, he's been doing his job, but maybe not near perfect, those crosses. We're going to make them inch perfect anytime he makes those crosses. Unfortunately, none of them has been able to connect from the best 3 he's gotten so far.
Another turnover for Remo Stars. Poor pass from Obasa. Just too high for Gengeliuna. So throwing for Mamelodi Sundowns. A yellow card for Nuno Santos. I guess your guess is as good as mine. 4-time wasted.
You can't start doing that in just 6 minutes of the game. You should know better, Nuno Santos. Held the ball for a while, was going to make the throw. And decides to give it to some other player. The referee spotted that and said no way. He has to get a yellow card.
Nicely done for Mudal on that right-hand side. Shalulile and Leonard in the mix of things there. To take it for Sundowns. Mudal now having a word with our centre referee. Mudal going toe-to-toe with Singh Leonard. From what we saw, it seems the advantage has been given to Mamelodi Sundowns.
And it looked more like a free kick that was supposed to be for.
Now it's a yellow card for Ngengelione.
It was supposed to be for Remo Stars. I think he was misjudged. Clearly a tackle from Mundao. Went in with that high boot, brought it down and had his knee connect. Almost an injury, threatening and challenge. Unfortunately, it didn't go in the favor of the Sky Blue Stars. Maybe something happened earlier. We saw all that played out, but the referee must have spotted something on giving Leonard a yellow card in that situation. Players have got to be careful right now, especially the defenders. You have a lot of tackles to do, and this is just 37 minutes plus into the game. They just have to be careful.
Free kick to be taken by Marcelo Allende. Free kick comes in the header. Oh, great save from Adebayo Obasa. Could easily have been 2. He was racing on with the header. The best save we've seen all game. Strong hand from Obasa. Corner for Sundowns.
Now he tells you why he's the #1 for the goalkeeping department for the Sky Blue Stars. That ball was headed with venom. It was almost going into the back of the net. Cupido heading that one with all power and might. Well placed, but unfortunately wouldn't go to the back of the net for Sundowns.
Outswinger from Marcelo Allende, this time headed out by Ngengelione. Senio so close to making it 2 for Sundowns. The scorelines remain. Remo Stars 0, Sundowns 1. The home side doing all they can to make sure they don't concede a second. Return pass from Ibrahim Abubakar, trying to look at the run of Ahmed Akile. Nice give and go there. And the touch was heavy from Marcelo Allende. Here's Chigote Chileku for Remo Stars. 39 minutes on the clock. Time running out in the first 45. For the Sky Blue Stars.
I think The Sky Blue Stars, Remo Stars have struggled to cope with the Shushan and piano style of football of the Sundowns team. It's really worked in their favor, putting the ball on the ground and confidently distributing those passes. Even though they have tried, it's been a strong one for Remo Stars.
One back cleanly there off Modao, looking for the free kick. Go back to clearance from Cupido. Ahmed Akile will strike from range. A decent try. Not enough to threaten Rowan Williams' goal. Crowd favourite here, the young player of Yola Sports Arena, Ahmed Akile.
I think he didn't make a run before taking that strike, and you could see the complaints from the right back, Abu. Not happy with what he did in that situation. Was expecting to give a pass so he could make a run and maybe put that cross into the box, but unfortunately that one is gone now. Had the force but not the accuracy to get an equalizer for the team.
5 minutes of normal time left to play. The first 45. Goita in an offside position.
He was stretching his hands that he was the player for Sundowns that headed the ball to him or in that direction. Shouldn't be giving us an offside. But Astarif really had none of that. He just had to take his decision.
Heading into this game, Mamelodi Sundowns, they found themselves in a demanding situation. Got a significant number of their players having a little respite following the international break. 11 players scored up to represent the national team. Ball clearance this time from Roman Williams. And has been perfect with those balls all game. The first time he would make such errors. Thanking Stars that he wasn't punished in that situation.
Fell kindly to Alex Oyoa. Hits that one and was just...
Got a chance to make it two. Peter Shalulile has made it two for Mamelodi Sundowns. Against the run of play. Rowan Williams once again. But in the opposite end, others are not too pleased with his defense. And the Namibian marksman, Peter Shalulile, pulled through one goal. Didn't get the cleanest of hit, but was able to make it two for Sundowns. It came off a long ball from Rowan Williams. He's done that countless times this game. He found Shalulile, who's been making those runs. This time he made no mistake with the finish. Not the cleanest of strike, but was enough to make it two for the Brazilians.
Really poor defending right there. Shalulile took advantage of that. Just rolls the ball past the goalkeeper with ease. Goalkeeper not happy about that, done his best, but this is so bad. Against the run of play like you mentioned, reminds me of what happened in 2004 in Tunisia when Nigeria played against Cameroon. We were looking at the highlight, and what we saw next was someone else putting the ball in the back of the net against Nigeria. This moment will live long in the memory of every fan here tonight, even on a negative note.
Remo Stars 0, Mamelodi Sundowns 2. Tashak Matthews with the opener. Peter Shalulile with the second. The visitors in a healthy position here after 43 minutes of action. Still hungry for more. Nuno Santos rolled off the ball. You wonder what the mindset of the Sky Blue Stars will be after conceding 2 goals in front of their home fans.
They have a big option now. Will they give up? Will they put more energy to see what they can get out of this game? Can they get a goal? That's the first thing they'll be thinking about, at least cancelling out the fact that they've not gotten 1 goal in this game. That might just give them the confidence they need.
Over the top looking for the run of Adama Goita. Nicely done there by Cupido. Right there, right place, right time to intercept.
No better way to defend. Very brilliant. Brings that one down and turns it back. Silences the whole run made by Goita in that situation. Good football from the Sundowns side.
Long ball for Mokwena. Cut back, intercepted and blocked by Ibuka Anthony. Throw taken quickly, here's Modao to Resinho. Resinho back to Modao. Looking for the third here, Mamelodi Sundowns. could be game over if they get a top goal. And no rush to head into the stroke of half-time. And Remo Stars now are trying to come forward. Alex Soyowa has not got too many options. Giving away cheaply. And here's Marcelo Allende.
You expect that the pass given to him, Oyowa, should have been delayed a bit. Maybe make a run, cancel out one or two players in that midfield. And I think that's what they've not been able to do. Nobody's bossing that midfield for Remo Stars. It's really hard for them. They've been doing more for defending and it's still not working out.
Nicely done there by Racino. There's Marcelo Allende. Nuno Santos back to Allende. Here is Racino now. One of two Portuguese in the Sundowns starting lineup today. Freshly recruited. Ahead of the new season. Long ball over the top this time. Well dealt with by Baby Orbasa.
Very experienced side. An average age of 28 against an average age of 24 for Remo Stars, who have got players just trying to find their feet. Yes, they've done that in the Nigerian Premier Football League. When you talk about the continent, not too many experiences. A couple of new signings. Brought in Koulibaly, also brought in Boita into the team. Boma also joined the boys. These are key players and key positions that would have been able to turn things around for the Sky Blue Stars. But it's really been difficult for the Mamelodi boys to make things happen in this situation. They just have got to work things out. It's really animated on the sidelines. I think a bit calmer at this point. Just waiting for the first half to come to an end, most likely, to see what he can tell the boys as they come out for the second half.
So 45 minutes of normal time. We are into added time now. 3 minutes of added time. Remo Stars nil. Mamelodi Sundowns 2. Alex Soyowa to the left for Chigozie Chileku. Boita has made the diagonal run, but not spotted by the left back. It's found Alex Soyowa. Over the top from Alex Soyowa, looking for Mboma. Mboma with the strike! Williams with the save. The best chance they've created all game. Great first touch. And the left foot strike from Mboma. Matched by the save from Roman Williams. The tackle there from Boita. It seems like he's going to the referee's box. It's a free kick for Mamelodi Sundowns.
Yellow cards flying here and there, getting too many. Going back into that save from that goalkeeper. I would say that's not a save. It was a statement he made in that situation. Because if that ball went in, it would have been a confident booster for Remo Stars, who were looking at this to get one to pick themselves back up. They are just not careful with their tackles. They have to keep themselves calm and also look for a way to pick themselves back up without getting aggressive. Because it's costing them so many yellow cards, which they have to be careful about.
Well, our centre referee seems like he's seen enough. He's sounded for half-time. Mamelodi Sundowns, the visitors, will clearly be the happiest of the two sides heading into the halftime break. A depleted Sundowns side, 2 goals up against the Sky Blue Stars. And Remo Stars thought they will be able to pull one back later on into that first 45. And Boma with the chance, but just couldn't hit one past Roman Williams. The away side running away with this one after 45 minutes. Dashlik Matthews with the opener and Peter Shalulile with the second. All to do now for the Sky Blue Stars heading into the halftime break. After 45 minutes of action here at the MKO Abiola Sports Arena, Remo Stars nil, Mamelodi Sundowns 2. You see here at the MKO Abiola Sports Arena, we have Remo Stars, the champions of the Nigerian Premier Football League, taking on South African giants Mamelodi Sundowns. We've seen 45 minutes of action here at this beautiful sports arena. It is the visitors so far who are proving that they mean business in this fixture. Well, the fans have seen no goals to celebrate the home support inside the MKO Abiola Sports Arena. Stark contrast to what they witnessed last time Remo Stars were in action here in the CAF Champions League, where they saw 5 goals to celebrate across both legs. And so far, yet to do the job here against this Mamelodi Sundowns side. It was a game which began with so much promise. Both teams looking ready and keen for the action. In case you missed the first 45 minutes of action, we've got some of the high points for you. Both teams looking serious and ready for business. The home side got us underway right here at the MKO Abiola Sports Arena. Had a good start, pressing high up the Mamelodi Sundowns goal, but Rowan Williams has been impeccable. Well, after 9 minutes of action, Tashik Matthews with a cutback. This could have been the opener for Sundowns. But the strike from Nuno Santos, great save from Obasa, and the rebound from Matthews just couldn't direct that one on target. Side net, and in the end, Obasa screaming at his defense how the Sundowns attacker we afforded so much space there. Great right hand from the Benin Republic goalkeeper to deny Nuno Santos. The strike was tame, it was low, looking for the bottom right corner of Obasa's goal, but the goalkeeper made the save in the end. And on the rebound, Tashik Matthews just couldn't finish that one in that instance. And in the 11th minute, well, this time he made no mistake with this strike. Tashik Matthews right at the edge of the 18-yard area and queued up for a celebration. The visitors with their noses in front. This time, Adebayo Obasa beaten cleanly by that strike. 4 goals and 4 assists in the Betway Premiership this season. He has added another one to his tally here today. Such a talented young lad and a vital figure for Mamelodi Sundowns. Scored a brace against Richard Bays in the Betway Premiership, and now he has added one here today for the Brazilians. Now Mudau has seen so much joy down the right-hand side. His pass this time was able to find Nuno Santos, who couldn't direct the cut back into the 6-yard area for Shalulile to finish. This came after the half-hour mark. Sundowns still pushing for a second at the time. Remo Stars still trying to find their feet, but this time another save. This time Senior with the header. And Obasa called into action. Well, the Portuguese, who didn't have the best of debut for Mamelodi Sundowns, red carded on his debut for the Brazilians. This time restored to the starting lineup, drawing that save from Adebayo Obasa. But they were able to get a second. Peter Shalulile, who's been efficient all game, he's been hard-working, making those runs, and he came off a long ball from Rowan Williams, who's done it countless times in this game. Shalulile, 3 on goal, showed great tenacity, great power and pace past Ebuka Anthony. Wasn't the cleanest of hits, but was enough to beat Obasa, the goalkeeper, and to double the lead for Mamelodi Sundowns. This man, he knows how to score goals. The Namibian scored a hat-trick in the previous international break before the last for Namibia, and now he's gotten on the score sheet today. 45 minutes of action here at the MKO Abiola Sports Arena. The visitors are running away with this. After 45 minutes, Remo Stars 0, Mamelodi Sundowns 2. We've got the second 45 to come your way in a matter of minutes. Still here at the MKO of the other sports arena. Well, those fans will be hoping and praying that Remo Stars will pull one back in this game. Well, I'm going to bring you in on this one. From what you saw from that first 45, is it a situation of the visitors no match against this Remo Stars side?
You know, Manny, when I saw the news that Ikram Rhinos wasn't going to be in this game for the team, the top scorer for the team, also in the South African Premier League, and also one of the best players for the South African national team, the top striker, missing out on this. I thought it was some positive news for Remo Stars, taking advantage of this, but they don't look like they've really done that. They started brightly. You can see the fans anticipating, expecting, screaming. The Vuvuzelas also going. It was all lit in the stadium. They tried their best, almost breaking through on Ronwen Williams, but their final third, the final passes in the final third was a challenge. So they don't look like they're going to come back in this one. It looks like it's going to be for this team. Like I said, things happened in the second half, and we've known Remo Stars for that. On their way to winning the league title last season, they came back in a lot of games, having a couple of players come in, and those are the guys they'll be looking at in this one. All in all, it's not been an impressive performance, if you ask me. It's been some calm, shoe shine, and piano performance, as you always expect from Sundowns, who have not done too much to get this result. They just banked on the mistakes and taken advantages of those mistakes made by the home team, and then put those balls on the back of the net, which could have even been more. If they work on this, then we'll be seeing a competitive encounter between the two sides.
Well, they came into this game, Mamelodi Sundown, following a first round bye, and securing a positive result away from home is paramount to easing the pressure for the return leg in South Africa. Sundowns traveling contingents to Nigeria, notably depleted Tapelo Morena out of the team after picking up an injury during South Africa's 3-0 World Cup qualifying win over Rwanda. Ikram Rhinos also unavailable today, and Captain Temba Zwane also not in the mix today. But so far they've been able to hold their own. The likes of Shadulile and Ted Matthews getting on the score sheet for these guys, for the Brazilians here today. Currently top of the South African Premier Division table. 6 wins, 3 draws and 1 defeat from 10 games. But not a healthy position to be with Sekhukhune United just a point behind with a game in hand. And Orlando Pirates locking 6 points adrift over 3 matches to spare.
That's a tough one for them, and that's why you see the fans not being happy with the coach of the side, Cardoso. Started with them winning the title last season, and also he did that with 4 games to go. Got to the final of the CAF Champions League, the same tournament we are seeing at this point, but unfortunately they couldn't win it. But that cannot be said this season. They've lost a couple of games, had 3 draws, 1 loss, and they've also lost 2 penalty shootouts. I mean, those cup games we have in South Africa, none of them worked out for them, and they just have the league title and this one to fight for the CAF Champions League. It's a whole lot on him, and he's at least restored them to a level parity on the hearts of the fans, but needs to do better and gets them to that height. That's how much of a high hope they built for themselves. That's much of a high expectation they built for themselves. The Mamelodi Sundowns team, they have a lot to show. They have a lot to do. And that's what the coach is putting on his mind. He wants to make that happen. Mikel Cardoso knows he has to do a lot and to just get them worked out. So winning this game is a plus, but he still has more to do, because it's the Champions League title or nothing. You can see the fans and 4 Remo Stars, they are just there seated, conversing, hoping, even though they knew that it was going to be a tough call for them. I know if they actually picked a draw, maybe it would have been a joy to a level that they had a draw against the Brazilians, who went to the FIFA Club World Cup just a couple of months back and picked up 4 points in a group that had the likes of Borussia Dortmund. They lost that game by just 1 goal, scoring as much as 3. And that's the same team we're seeing playing at this point, even more strengthened. They have it all going well for them. And it's a whole big task for Remo Stars, who know that doing wonders today will be written in the history books. But what can they do in the second half? This is a big question that remains to be answered.
For the home side, Remo Stars, 3 away defeats in the last 4 league games for the Sky Blue Stars. Not in the best of forms heading into this fixture here today.
Talk about their form. They lost a couple of games, just won about 3. They're just 13th on the log. A team that won the title. Yes, they still have 1 or 2 games to play to meet up with what the MPFL, where the MPFL is at this point due to this CAF Champions League games. But that's still notwithstanding. They also have some arguments that they're not playing at their home ground, the Kenneth Township Stadium. Currently been moved them to the Abeokuta Stadium, rather the MK Abiola Stadium in Abeokuta. All of this has played a role. But let's see what they will be able to offer in the second half and how they can turn things around with this game into the other games. Because if they don't win here, it's going to be really hard for them to have anything in South Africa.
Already out from the tunnel. Mamelodi Sundowns ready to see out the remainder of this tie here today. In a healthy position, in a healthy advantage, 2 goals away from home. More like a mountain to climb now for the home side. But they'll feel it's not impossible. Headed into this game with the right mindset, with the right mentality. And on paper, most football faithfuls will believe that this is the biggest game of Remo Stars since the club inception. But the head coach was having none of it in the build-up to this game. Alluding into the fact that the game where they got promoted to the NLL, where they got promoted to the MPFL was their biggest game. Some mentality. But so far, after 45 minutes, it is the visitors who's been the better of the 2 sides.
I would say he was just trying to play a fast one there, just trying to take off the pressure from his team and also take the pressure away from himself on camera. And then surely we'll see what happens with this game. Surely it's their biggest game on paper.
On the way for the second 45, Mamelodi Sundowns. The visitors now playing from left to right, attacking the goal to our right-hand side. Still holding on to their 2-goal lead. Still intact so far at Remo Stars, the home side. Now playing from right to left. Hoping to get a to a fast start. Throw a through ball there, looking for Balmer. Too heavy. Straight to Roman Williams. I will celebrate goalkeepers outside the shores of Africa when they are credited for assist. And much praise will also go to Roman Williams after this game for setting up Peter Shalilulu. Strike from distance for Goita. An easy catch for Williams. Showing their intent at the early stages of the second 45.
Trying to start off the way they started, and that was really weak from that man, Goita. He played that one with a stronger foot, a left-footed striker rather. You expect some bullets from him. But he's done that for the 10th time, not been able to hit the ball really hard. And he just has to do that. Next time he's got the ball, chances are falling to him. A couple of them have gone begging. He has to do something to show that he's in this game. Even though we have some substitutes waiting to take his position, if he's not careful, maybe that's why Remo Stars will be looking at if they continue like this in the next couple of minutes.
Well, whatever they do, they would make sure they don't consider third. Already considered twice. And Already a huge mountain to climb ahead of the reversed fixture. Chigose Chiloko has got pace. 1v1 against Mudao. Chiloko sends the cross. Just too high for Alex Soyoa and Ngoma. At first glance, you would have thought there was a slight deflection, but the goal kick has been awarded.
Thought it was a corner kick situation. That's the way it looked from my view. But clearly, the assistant referee and the center referee would have seen that one even better. And Roman Williams, as usual, takes it calmly from the back. No need to push those balls hard. They know when to hit it. And they're doing it in style. That's shoe shine and piano football, as it is called, for the Sundowns team in South Africa. They're taking this one to the world. 8 times champions back to back. It's a whole lot playing against them. In such a league in South Africa, they've conquered, and they almost did it again after 2016 in the CAF Champions League. But let's see how Remo Stars will handle this.
Adedayo Lamineko will strike, blocked by Mokoena. Alex Soyoa robbed off the ball. Here's Shalulile, scorer of the second. It's found Nuno Santos. Santos looking for support. On one in Mokoena. Now to the left for Aubrey Modiba. Just in order to keep hold of possession here, Mamelodi Sundowns, which they've done with a plumb ball game.
You also don't believe for the fans, it's beyond a game between these two club sides. The fans are seeing it as a game between Nigeria and South Africa. The bragging rights you always have.
And Mogoita has gone down in the box, looking for what would have been a penalty. It's take down. Play will carry on. Here's Mudao coming forward now for the Brazilians. Still Mudao striding forward. Mudao continues to go. Great solo run. This is from the right back. It's played a one-time cross in the box. Could be 2 for Sundowns. Could be 3. Great solo run there from Mudao. Almost setting up Nuno Santos. Well-timed intervention there from Eda Kinyele.
Some great move right there, turning defense to attack. Mudao, you almost forget he is the right back, had some very beautiful moves, and just a little mistake would have been talking about the third goal. Just one touch from that man, Modiba. Actually, the man for Remo Stars, Koulibaly, if not he had touched that ball, would have been talking about the third goal going into the back of the net. Racino waiting carefully to just put that one with 1 foot.
5 minutes into the second 45, the corner comes in. Headed out by Leonard. Strike from Marcelo and Lende. Blocked. Remo Stars showing all the urgency now. Maybe to give the fans something to celebrate here. Shalulile, such an experienced centre forward, always tucked in.
When you mentioned that, you just reminds you of some players who were just like this for all 90 minutes. Talk about players like Rodri, one who won the Ballon d'Or about 2 years ago. And that was some brilliant move right there. Just saw what the defender was going to do and went in that direction to win the ball. Shalulile, the turn of the flesh so far in this game.
Kekana has also given his bid since coming on to replace Mali Bongo Koza after premature substitution in the first 45. And no doubt Sundowns should hoping to return to South Africa with a clean sheet. And across into the box just too high for Alex Soyoa. Scored here against Zimimaju from the penalty spot.
Such a brilliant player, but sometimes you just expect that he could up his pace and quicken his moves. Sometimes he loses the ball to the players who are trying to get the ball from him. As sneaky as he could be, that challenge has let him down a couple of times.
Setting for the third. Here's Shalulile. Heavy touch from Shalulile. And one back now, clearly by Remo Stars. Here's Adama Goita. Adama Goita. Still Goita. Looking for Oyowa, who's run into an offside position. Just allowing that one to roll over, and it's gone out for the Sundowns goal kick. Well, the fans not too happy with that situation. Goita, maybe one touch too many.
You expect that to be a razor-sharp transition, but unfortunately, I think he held the ball for too long, and Oyowa was already offside. Still played the pass, Oyowa just let it slide. And that was it for Remo Stars in that situation. Painful one, Goita. I think he's made too many wrong moves in this game. Most likely might just be the first player to be substituted for Remo Stars. They've got some attackers looking to get into this game. Hadi Aruna is one of them. Samalana is also on the bench looking to get into this encounter. Abba Joseph is also a player. They might be looking to add to this attacking fray, because something has got to give for a goal to come for Remo Stars. If at all they will get one, because the Sundowns sides are calm even when they are down.
Sundowns hoping to return to winning ways here today. Can they seal it here? Great touch from Shalulile. This could be free for Sundowns. Obasa just making himself big in that instance to deny Rashid Martins what could have been a brace.
A pure mistake again from the defense. You have about 3 players in that box and nobody's chasing after the player. All on one side, and Matthews is just finding his place to where he wants to play that ball. So easy for him. He penetrated like no one existed. We've seen this a couple of times from who is taking on who. 2 players marking themselves sometimes, and it causes a lot of trouble for the defense of Remo Stars. The Brazilians are really taking advantage.
Williams surely will be in the reckoning for the upcoming CAF Awards, hoping to defend his crown to goalkeeper of the year.
Not sure there's been any better goalkeeper from Africa. It's just been so brilliant. Saves, distributions. His calmness on the ball is second to none. You almost forget he's playing right here in Africa. A good export any day, anytime.
10 minutes into the second 45. Sundowns still 2 goals off. Great play from the middle of the park there from Nuno Santos, looking for the free kick, but play on says the referee. As Leonard has found himself in the left back position, and can get Leonard trying to go past 2 yellow shirts, able to pull the cross away, and it's going out for a goal kick.
Did a great job going past both of them, but the final ball was really bad. There is still more for him to learn. And you just wonder a couple of times where Chilico is. He's a great delivery. He does a great deliveries and with balls like that. But unfortunately, nowhere to be found. Just a recap of what we saw earlier. Brilliant move again from Racino. Just knows how to chip those balls. Santos actually. And he made it happen. Went down and was expecting a free kick. But the referee thought that one as some good tackle, which led to the attack. That led to Gengelena's cross. That wasn't going to find anyone. And went out for a goal kick.
What more can he do in this tie? A stark contrast from what we've seen from this man, Amigo Cardoso. The 52-year-old Portuguese in charge of this Mamelodi Sundowns side. A subdued look from the home support here.
could be subdued, but I think they are still expectant. Just having that feeling that one could come in for them. And that would change the face of the game completely. They surely don't want to see their Remo Stars play at home and not get a single goal. They want to turn that narrative, at least working out something, and that's what they're hoping for the team.
Waiting for Kekana to get us back on the way, but he's left it for Roman Williams. After 12 years in Super Sports United, he's recruited and now the leader and captain of this Mamelodi Sundowns side, Roman Williams.
Experience actually counts, Manny. He's got that experience. Surely it's paying off for him. Also really paying off for Sundowns and the South African national team.
Sure, this is a competition he would want to lead his side into. It's been heartbreaks upon heartbreaks for Mamelodi Sundowns, a team that have long carried the tag of Africa's modern powerhouse. Since lifting their lone CAF Champions League trophy in 2016 after defeating Zamalek on aggregate, they have consistently reached the latter stages, 5 semi-finals or finals in the last 7 years, only to fall short of reclaiming the crown. They could make it 3. Here's Peter Shalulile looking for his second. Shalulile has played it back to Nuno Santos. Nuno Santos trying to put that one at the top corner. Poorly executed in the end. Goal kick for Remo Stars.
You could say Remo Stars are defending with numbers, but how compact are they? They need to work on that tactical discipline. It's not been the best of times for them.
Oh, Miguel Unit just committed a foul there. Almost gave away possession and launching into that challenge on Marcelo Allende. Free kick for Sundowns. Well spotted by our Cameroonian centre referee Abdel Mefile.
Should count himself lucky not to have picked up a yellow card in that situation. Maybe would have been centre. That was the London challenge and showing his thoughts. He's made that error a couple of times. Leonard, a young defender with prospects, but also has got to learn some of these tricks when it comes to London tackles.
We've seen 1 hour football here at the MKO Abiola Sports Arena, still the second preliminary round of the CAF Champions League. Mamelodi Sundowns in a healthy position as they lead by 2-0 as they hope to make it to the group stage of Africa's biggest club football competition. There's Mudau through on goal. Mudau with a cutback. This could be free for Sundowns on the 3. Raisinho finally gets his name on the score sheet. Mudau with all the work on the right hand side. Obasa beaten 3 times. Raisinho red carded on his debut for Sundowns, and this time he will be much happier. Great play by Mudau and a calm finish by Raisinho.
That's what you call a big game temperament. He's got it. Mudau went past his marker in that situation calmly. He reached the game like an open book. And look at how he creates that pass. Had the opportunity to strike the ball, went past the defenders, and just gives that ball easily to the man who finishes calmly, putting Obasa in a place of pain and agony. Continuing from where he left off in that game in midweek, or earlier in the week against Nigeria. A painful one for them. Remo Stars are now 3-0.
Calling for firepower off the bench now, the Sky Blue Stars. Double change Samson Olasupo, one of the 2 players coming on for Remo Stars. Well, Matt Gibson is not new to this competition. The Libyan son from Rivers United will get a taste of the action.
I think the coach of the side, they waited too long after I made a substitution. We were 2-0 down and we were still struggling to find rhythm. I thought he was going to do that change earlier on. Now it's 3-0. It's going to be really tough for them to turn anything around. But at least he's finally made a substitution, and let's see what this new player he has brought in can do in a game like this.
So lead to over an hour here at the MK with Buildup Sports Arena. Remo Stars nil, Sundowns 3. Patrick Matthews with the opener, Peter Charlie Lille with the second. And then the second 45, Ray Sinu, who got so close to getting his name on the score sheet in the first 45. Adding a third for Sundowns. A late challenge there down that right hand side by Remo Stars, spotted by the referee. They need to keep calm now. It's just frustrations now rolling in for Remo Stars.
It's going to be hard for them to be calm. Some frustrations here and there. Pain, hearts filled with agony at this point. Nobody is smiling. This is just because things are not working out for them. How they turn things around is the next question that remains to be answered on this football pitch in Abeokuta.
On paper, for many watching this, maybe you might not want to jump the gun, but you get a feeling that Mamelodi Sundowns are favourites now to progress into the group stage proper. 3 goals away from home. There's Mokwena. Now Mokwena, nicely done. He's found Patrick Matthews. Well, they want to make it 4. There's Nuno Santos, strike from Santos. Great intervention there. Free kick for Remo Stars.
Medakenya came in for that one, blocked it, was going to get the ball, but was stood it up. Good one, he won a free kick for his team. Quickly stands up time to make sure the play continues.
Surely they would want to keep a clean sheet. Just the icing on the cake of what will be a precious win if it stays this way come the end of 90 minutes. Samson Olasipo calling for urgency from his teammates after winning that free kick of Patrick Matthews.
Another attacker I didn't mention earlier.
But they should strike from range from Matt Gibson. Now first time in the second 45, Roman Williams scored into the action. Was on target, and he had to make sure he tucked that one above the crossbar. Roman Williams, it's a corner for Remo Stars, and they take advantage of this piece opportunity. Chigozie Chileku will take this one. It's going to be an end swinger from the left books of the former Enyimba left back. Corner comes in. What a crowd screaming for a penalty. Player says the referee. There's Adedayo Malami Lekon. It's found Alex Suyowa. Alex Suyowa to the right for Chigozie Chileku, who's found himself stuck in that position after taking that corner. Splayed it diagonal to Genge Leonard, who just couldn't keep it in play. And it's gone out for Sundowns goal kick.
Earlier on, we saw that tough call. The referee just weighed play on and said, no way, that wasn't a penalty. A bit of a touch on the hand. Maybe not an intentional one. Maybe hand not being in an unnatural position. The referee just said, play on. Just some moves on to see if they could get things done. Like I mentioned earlier, a bit of slow movement again from that man, Alex Oyowa. Made the right decision, but at the very wrong time.
A great play there from Matt Gibson. Cross comes into the box. That touch from Mokoena just enough to change the trajectory. And then Goita was locking by. It was a vital touch from Mokoena. It's going on for the Remo Stars corner. Once again, Chigozie Chileko will take. Both the heads of heavy sky blue shirts. Gengeliona left it to roll out for a throw. Seems there was a slight touch from a yellow shirt. Throw taken quickly. Poorly done there by Gengeliona. Another wrong pass from Gengeliona. This is a 3-on-3 situation now. This could be for Sundowns. Great challenge there from Ibrahim Abubakar. The guy Olameleko looking to play one time for Goita. Possession recovered quickly by Sundowns. Well, this is a team who are hungry for more. Sundowns 3 goals up, still looking for a fourth. Remo Stars just would have to make sure the scoreline stays this way.
Money, you can't buy class. You have to walk your way to that height, and that's what these boys are showing. The men from South Africa played some very good football today. They've made the highlights, the headlines, and also scored the goals. Their controls of the ball, close moves, sweet dribbles, and sweet passes have just made them stand out in this encounter. Like I mentioned earlier, they keep banking on and taking advantage of the errors from the Sky Blue Stars, which has put them in this situation, making their stars and the cloud cloudy, just like the current weather we have here right here in Abeokuta. A tough call for them. The coach is confused a bit, but I think his substitutions have actually helped the situations and the way they moved in the attack.
Double change now for Mamelodi Sundowns. Ray Sinio, who got the third. But much better today. Much better outing than on his debut. He'll leave with his name on the score sheet. And he will be replaced by the Brazilian Arthur Sales. We've also got Cotuano Parco, one of the 2 players coming on for Mamelodi Sundowns. So double change from Miguel Cardoso, heading into the final 20 minutes of normal time to play in this encounter.
Just really dominating everything, calming their nerves and not playing under any form of pressure. It's been a night for them, an evening of beautiful football. They've done everything with passion, with precision, and they've also shown that pure African pride from start to this point. Both teams surely have left everything out here, their sweat, their spirit, and their soul, but one has done it in the right direction, allowed experience to play, and the other has struggled a bit with some level of complex, which is why you see them making these mistakes they wouldn't have made on a normal day. Even though you will not rule out the fact that they struggled in the regular, or they've struggled so far in the regular season, winning 3, losing 3, and having a draw so far in the first 7 games of the season. Remo Stars. Canada Commodity has got a lot to do, and they just have to go back to the drawing board, like we always say, immediately after this encounter ends, no matter the result.
70 minutes on the clock. Couldn't break in the second 45. Mokoena receiving instructions there from Miguel Cardoso. Huge tax this is for the Remo Stars. Now Tashik Matthews, all smiles, open the floodgates in the first 45 in this game. And that man Namibian Peter Shalulile with the second for the Brazilians, donning that number 38 shirt for Miguel Cardoso's side. And the third from Miguel Rey Senior. Has made way for Alfonso, the Brazilian, hoping to get his name on the score sheet. The Remo Stars hoping to pull him back. Alex Soyowa got the pace. A chance for Remo Stars! Denied by the crossbar. An acrobatic attempt. Alex Soyowa on the follow-up. Just coming from an offside position. Samson Olasubo looks to the skies, wondering how did that go in. The comeback was nice from Alex Soyowa. A strike from Olasubo.
That's just when you say it's not your day. What a strike that would have been. Hits that one, immediately gets the ball to his feet. Samson Olasubo feels so unlucky.
Here's Alfonso, the Brazilian, just couldn't keep it alive. The challenger from Indian unit. Well, hopefully Alfonso is okay. Not a decent landing on the tracks, but got back on his feet quickly.
As quickly as expected, he gets back on to play that game, and he was ruled out for offside. Caught right there. Couple of beautiful stuff from Remo Stars in the last couple of minutes, but can they do something new? This is what the fans are waiting for.
Not a good sight this is for the Remo Stars faithful. Given away cheaply by Adebi Obasa. Throwing for Sundowns. Lofuano Netlaku. Just allowing that one for Aubrey Modiba to take. Out for Remo Stars showing. Fans are chomping at the bit to see something to celebrate here. There's Samson Olasubo. Miguel Cardoso still unrelated on the technical area. Just losing his balance there, Samson Olasubo, and now a chance for Mokoena to stride forward to the impeccable Mudal on the right-hand side. Still Sundowns in possession. The cross comes in looking for Shalulile. A chance for Andersos! Torsels has made it for Sundowns. That is why they splashed the cash on this Brazilian young man. Off the bench. The Brazilian for the Brazilians today. Sundowns 4, Remo Stars 0. And they are home and dry in this fixture.
Can we just go to the next round? This is the question that will be asked at this point. Barsadi have a strong hand on that one. The cross came in from the left. Alpha Sales was just positioned for that, and he put that one in the back of the net with ease. Just scoring the second goal for the team. A man who just knows how to position himself. They know they can get the header from him. They gave him the ball up in the air, and he took advantage of it, hitting that one with a strong strike. And it was just a very much a perfect goal to make it 4-0. Another taking of an advantage of a poor defensive arrangement for Remo Stars, who have been slipping and falling down a couple of times.
Remo Stars new, Mamelodi Sundowns 4. This is becoming a mauling here at the MKO Abiola Sports Arena. 4 goals away from home for Mamelodi Sundowns against the reigning NPFL champions. Here's Samson Olasubo. Samson will bed one in! And the deficit has been reduced. Rowan Williams eventually beaten. Well, they're not backing down without a fight. Remo Stars off the bench. Samson Olasubo, they love that one. They've been yearning for it, yearning for something to celebrate. And Samson Olasubo has given them that one. So close moments ago, denied by the crossbar. This time won't be denied. Remo Stars pulled them back.
Lovely drop of a chest pass up to that man, Samson Olashukwu. Gets the ball, cutting up to his right and puts the ball back to his left, beating Ronald Williams, who couldn't see that one coming. A brilliant way to get back into the game. It's a lot of a distance for them to catch up, but at least it's something for the fans to cheer, not leaving this stadium right here in Nigeria without a fight.
Nicely done. They restore. We have 4-goal lead in this game. Still a lot of expectations to come as far as goal scoring is concerned. A strike from range. He loves to strike them from distance. Mokoena. Could have been a perfect icing on the cake. Mokoena trying to out of 54 Sundowns. Goal kick for Remo Stars.
That man is brilliant. And we saw him out there at Cup of Nations. He most likely will be there again this year. He was there against Nigeria the last time. He's been there with the South African national team and he's also doing really well here. Beautiful football game. That was almost the 5th goal for the team.
Peter Shalulile and Nuno Santos. 2 players making way for Sundowns. Katlego and Sabaleng. And Nebo Mofiba. We'll have a taste of the final 12 minutes of this game for Sundowns. Fresh legs to see out the encounter. I have a feeling that Miguel Cardoso will want to concede a second in this game. No clean sheet for Rowan Williams. Remo Stars still charging forward. There's Miguel. Going to Miguel, blocked by Chileku. Disadvantage for Mamelodi Sundowns. Heading into the final 10 minutes of this second preliminary round clash here at the MKO Abiola Sports Arena. It is the visitors who are running away with this tie. An impressive all game. Same at that young man. Miguel on the right hand side for Sundowns. Now looking to get a fit. Here's the Brazilian outer sail, still holding on to the ball. Can they get a 5th goal here? The cross comes in, headed out by Ibuka Anthony. Kick for Remo Stars. Omar Gibson has been a live wire. And now right hand side, who's coming on for the Sky Blue Stars.
He's brought that spark into the game. He's finding his way through, taking advantage of his pin-sized nature. And it's worked out for the team, at least brought back that spark. They should be banking on him for more. You just expect, or you just wish that he was there earlier. For the Remo Stars fans at least to have something to cheer about earlier while the game was maybe 2-0.
Can they get a second? Remo Stars going to looking to combine there with Samson Olashukwu. There's Arthur Sales. So sweet feeling to get a name on the score sheet and you're called off the bench. A great pace down that left-hand channel. A chance for the Brazilian to get his brace in this game, but Chigozie Chileku showed great awareness there to repel any danger. Sundowns still searching for a 5th. Remo Stars conceding 4 goals is something unprecedented, but facing an opposition as Mamelodi Sundowns, this might just be a learning call for the Sky Blue Stars. Double change, Hadi Aruna and Shuaibu Ibrahim on the scene out the final 9 minutes. No more time left to play. Not the best of days for Adedayo Olamileka as he also makes way for Hadi Haruna.
Lonely role to play in that midfield. Adedayo Lamileko. He was crowded. I think he couldn't actually withstand the confidence of those South African players. He had a lot to do. Better luck next time.
Looking for the fifth. Not across. Looking for Shalulile. Straight to the officer. A great pass. This from Samson Arasuko. Shaibu Ibrahim has met Duran. Expecting the cross in the 6-yard area. But they've showed great fights in this second 45 Remo Stars. Well, it might not just be enough to take something away from this game. The two Nigerian contingents in the CAF Champions League, alongside Rivers United, who also lost their first leg clash yesterday against Black Bulls. For the Nigerian faithfuls, to be a sad side not to see a Nigerian team in the group stage proper in the CAF Champions League. This year's tournament has attracted a record 62 teams, showing how much the competition is really growing. Cut back, intercepted by Chaka Koulibaly. Remo Stars in possession by Alex Oyowa. Has found Shaibu Ibrahim. Mokwena running back to defend, but not the best of passes there from Shaibu Ibrahim. Just too heavy for Samson Arasuko to chase and safely into the loss of Roman Williams.
You actually saw what he wanted to do. Good intent from Shoaib, but unfortunately hit that one too hard. Maybe an outside of his big pass would have done it. What we call Nasser would have just gone to the other side of the defender, meeting him just in front. There was no way that would have gotten to the goalkeeper. But not everybody has had that skill. He did what he could. Maybe he would do better for the next pass.
Trivela in that instance would have been the best option, maybe. Here, Shalulile. Cross into the box. That is 5 for Sundowns. So easy for the Brazilians. And that is how you see off the game. Sundowns showing that Remo Stars are no match for them today. Off the bench, Katlego and Sabeleng. An easy finish in the end. And both substitutes combining there in that instance. Lebo Motiba with a great run and a perfectly weighted pass to find Katlego and Sabeleng to give Sundowns the 5th goal in this clash. Unprecedented scenes, yeah. 5 goals for the visitors.
No match, like you mentioned, Manny. It was just some kind of an unlikely event. So emotional right now for the fans, as a couple of them are already walking away from the stadium. The home base for today's fixture is not what the fans expected. They wanted to see a battle, but they've actually come to see a defeat. Just the substitutes combining so beautifully well and taking advantage of that right-hand side again. Chileko should have a lot to answer alongside Leonard Ngenge for allowing those passes to come through them a couple of times into the final third, leading to goals.
Here's Mark Gibson for Remo Stars. To Ahmed Akinyele, who's been handed the armband. There's the retrieval of Adedayo Lamileko, just running into an offside position there. Hitting the ball in frustration. Ahmed Akinyele. It's been the story of the game. Oh, second look at that one, it was tight.
It was actually onside, but really tight, like you mentioned. So unfortunate for Remo Stars, they have struggled to match up these guys. And like I said, they played into their hands and made those mistakes.
This could get embarrassing days for Remo Stars. Looking for a fifth. The cutback comes in from Mutaud. Great save from Obasa. And almost 6-4 Sundowns. Created so many chances in this game, Mamelodi Sundowns. For a team and we're hoping to return to winning ways heading into the start today. Now maybe you wouldn't want to say it. Is this tie over for Remo Stars? Just before you could get in on your toes there, you get recovery and interception from Ngengele. Is this game over for Remo Stars?
Mania, you putting me on the spot. A tough question to answer, but an easy one if you ask me. Unless a miracle happens, you can see the coach even on the sidelines. If you're watching the game from the stadium, Miguel Cardoso still pushing his boys to do more, and you can see how much Lebo Mothiba, the substitute, is still pushing to even get another as far as goals are concerned. They're doing everything right. And like I said, if you check from the 5 goals scored, 3 or 4 of them were them taking advantage of the Remo Stars' miscued passes or poor defensive errors. Still just looking at what they can do all around. They can just maybe cut down the deficit. That's what they're trying to push for right now. The substitutes have really been impactful in this game. Talk about Theo, Gibson, and also Samson Olashukwu. These are the biggest substitutes of the game for Remo Stars. We just have the other guys coming in and not still being able to stamp their feet on this game. A tough call for them. Can they turn things around? Like you asked, Manny, it's going to be a tough one for them. But miracles do happen. And this could just be one of them. But going away to South Africa, almost impossible.
Still hungry for more Sundowns. The home crowd calling for mercy. You could hear the jeers just not too far away from where we are situated in the stands. Just to remind you, the reverse fixture will be played between 24th to 26th of October. Remo Stars will travel to South Africa, where they have it all to do after conceding 5 here on home soil. The pass just too heavy from Matt Gibson, straight to Roman Williams. Surely we want to consider second.
I think there was a touch right there that pushed that ball to the goalkeeper, Roman Williams. He did a great job, Matt Gibson. You just wonder why he was left on the bench for that long. So brilliant on the ball, the young man from Liberia. Penetrated with ease and causing some confusion in that defense, even though he's not getting as much support as he would have wanted.
Remo Stars 1, Sundowns 5. The scoreline here at the MKO Abiola Sports Arena. The visitors clearly the better side across both halves in this game. Remo Stars, no match for Sundowns here today. Still looking for assists. Mamelodi Sundowns. A low cross into the box. For the final touch. Came off the right boots of Remo Motiba.
You almost thought that was going to be a corner. But the assistant referee saw that one clearly. Gives it to Remo Stars of Assaf. Reluctantly is taking that goal kick as they are trying to start things from the back. It's really tough times for them.
Well, you wonder what will be the words of Daniel Gumodede to his players in the dressing room after seeing his side concede 5. Remo Stars, not known for making so many goals. But this is a different challenge, a different terrain. It is the CAF Champions League. You face the very best of the best. And definitely Mamelodi Sundowns, one of the very best teams as far as African football is concerned. Remo Stars hoping that is the level they hope to see themselves in the near future. Still a team on the up, leading champions of the NPFL last time out.
Done something right. They've actually won their first, at least they've moved one step further. They've been struggling to break that jinx. They finally do.
What a game has had. Kuliso Modal. And it is full time here at the MKO Abiola Sports Arena. Remo Stars beaten square and fair. The second leg of the second preliminary round of the CAF Champions League here at the MKO Abiola Sports Arena. And Mamelodi Sundowns will be heading back to South Africa with their head held up high. 5 goals away from home. Unprecedented against the champions of the NPFL. 2 in the first 45 and 3 in the second 45. Final thoughts from you, Roger.
Painful one for that man you saw last for Remo Stars, Ahmed Akinye. They just left off from the team that considered 4 in Chile for Nigeria against Argentina in the Under-20 championship. Comes here now and gets a 5-1 loss again. What a painful one. But it's a roller coaster of passion, precision and pure African pride for the Sundown side. And I'll tell you, like I mentioned earlier, both teams left everything out here. Sweat, spirit and soul. But unfortunately, the guys who played at home couldn't do it. But the guys who came all the way from South Africa showed their shoe shine and piano kind of a football, and it's paid off for them as they'll be going back home to South Africa with a 5-1 lead. One that almost puts them in the next round of the CAF Champions League. Kudos to them.
5 goals for Mamelodi Sundowns. Tashrik Matthews with the opener. Shalu Lile also on the score sheet. And Senor also getting his name on the score sheet. Off the bench, the Brazilian Arthur de Oliveira Cells also getting himself on the score sheet. And Catlego and Sabalin putting the icing on the cake to the Mamelodi Sundowns defeat. Remo Stars put one back on the bench to Samson Olasupo. But after 90 minutes of action here at the MKO Abiola Sports Arena, full time, Remo Stars 1, Mamelodi Sundowns 5. There was a game filled with goals. The home support here Just wondering what went wrong for the Sky Blue Stars. It's not a scoreline they've witnessed so many times, but what an evening, what a game of football we've seen here so far, the MKO Abiola Sports Arena here in Abeokuta. A game where we saw 6 goals, and Remo Stars would hope to do the unthinkable in the reverse fixture in South Africa. But for Mamelodi Sundowns, they came here with a depleted squad, and they have left with their head up high, scoring 5 goals away from home. And it was a beautiful game of football filled with goals. Remo Stars pulled on back through Samson Olasupo, and he ended in favor of the visitors. 5 goals to 1. All but done for Sundowns, but clearly they would want to be ahead of themselves. They would want to stay professional. They would want to stay clean ahead of the reverse fixture.
Remember your number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me give you the guidance. 6. Thank you. Introduce yourself first.
Yeah, good evening, coach. My name is Sanusi Latif. I work with Ogun State Television, OGTV, here in Ogun State. My question is simple. Some people will tell you that obviously you have the players to deploy because a number of your players are, integral part of the South African national team. South African captain, Mokwena, Namibian striker, I can go on and on with the list. But even with these stars at your disposal and with the score margin, what's your impression of the game and Remo Stars that you play with? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good afternoon to all of you. First of all, obviously, our players, they are Mamelodi Sundowns players, and it's not South Africa playing. It's Mamelodi Sundowns. It's not Bafana Bafana. It's Mamelodi Sundowns. It's a different moment. Obviously, that the players had a good moment during the week. We all had a good moment, but this was another story to be written on this first match. My impression is that we took it very serious, that we related with the need that we had to make an approach tactically very clear, considering the study we had from Remo Stars. And it's curious because exactly the first goal we scored is one space that we knew that we could use to find a free player to kick. And not easy to play against a team that has a lot of man-to-man marking in all over the pitch. We had to find the pass breakthrough a lot of times, so find the third man so that we could find a free player. A lot of mobility. I think that the players understood very well what we put it in work since the day we gathered to prepare this match. And then was a matter of keeping attitude, because to score today 5 goals to a team that is champion of Nigeria is not easy. Of course that we could have not conceded any, but I think it's also fair to take this result. But also it's important that we understand that this is the first match. Of course there's a big difference on the score, but we respect football, and to respect football is to go on the second match with approach as serious as possible, because also we have responsibility, and the match and the qualifying round is not finished. And for sure Mamelodi Sundowns will be as serious on the second match as we were today. So congratulations to my players for the work they did, for the commitment they had. Even at half-time we spoke a lot about the energy that was needed to bring on second half, even being ahead by 2. Well, and I think the message entered well their heads, and then they had the commitment, the heart enough to fight until the last to make it the score as big as possible. Let's travel home, rest as much as possible. It was not easy to come here, but I think we did it the right way. So, thank you very much.
Good evening. Moshrid Kadri, Measure Sports. Brilliant display by your team today. And what did you think you did right while the game was going on?
Thank you very much for the question. Interesting one. Of course, that I will not open the details, especially after the first match. I can discuss more after the second one. You need to understand. I think that the qualifying round, despite the score, we need to respect this team. This team is a high-level team. It's the champion of Nigeria. We respect Nigerian football. We respect Remo Stars, and we still have to focus on what we have ahead. But obviously that to play against a team that has a man-to-man marking system through all the pitch, and that goes very high on the pitch, we need to have mobility, we need to address the spaces in the back, we need to attract, but then use the spaces that are available. I think that we found those spaces, not always, but the moments we found them, we were little. And that's what we brought always throughout the match. A lot of energy, commitment on defense, because we knew that in some moments we could lose balls. We had to deal with also those long balls for the 2 strikers in the front. We had to be strong on the second balls and clean the game as much as possible. And then he tried to play our football. And I think that the boys were committed with it. The attitude was strong, defensively aggressive, duels, we were there. And then wait the right moments to define, because we have, of course, players that can define any action. And I congratulate them by that effort that they did. So I think that was following the plan was basically what we did the best today.
Good evening, Coach. My name is Sadiq Aziz from Global Media. We saw Mamelodi Sundowns please today. Do you think that, of course, coming into the game, people might have said Mamelodi Sundowns, finalists of the last season CAF Champions League, are clear favourites over Remo Stars, who have never made it to the group stage. Do you think that coming to Nigeria, you are going to score 5 goals, considering the fact that we will lose this time in CAF Champions League?
I totally understand your question. Is a very well put question, because obviously that I didn't expect to win by 5. But as you understood, I pushed the game and the players on the sideline to not drop and to keep energizing and energizing and energizing. Football happens. We never know what we come for. What we knew is that we needed a lot of respect for this team, and respect Remo Stars, respect Nigerian football, is make the best we can every moment from the first minute. And that's basically the attitude we brought on the game, and we were capable to sustain that attitude. And that's why we were able to build the result we did, because we were constant on aggressing. We made changes to continue to manage aggressivity, to put aggressivity in the front. And I think that with the goal scoring happening, there was a little bit of loss of organization from Remo Stars, a little bit drop of energy, what is normal for a team that in first half was so aggressive, and then we were able to find the spaces. That's basically the attitude that Mamelodi Sundowns has to have as a regularity, and that we are looking for the future.
Coach, well done. Brilliant result for you, no doubt. And I'm sure that Remo Stars fans will be looking forward to the second leg. But let me ask you this. My name is Mian Akira. I work with TVC Communications. What exactly do you know of Remo Stars before coming into this game? Beyond the scoreline now.
I think that any result that would happen today would have to be produced from the respect that we had in terms of studying very well Remo Stars. We saw 6 matches from Remo Stars, not only the 2 qualifying matches from the Champions League previous round, but we saw 4 matches from the Championship. I even went to see last year's match that you played against ASFA. So that's the study and the commitment that you need to have when you play these kind of matches, is to go deep on the study of the opponent. Of course, that there was on the lineup 6 different players. You brought this today again, the center back that was injured before or that was not playing that last year was important. Look, if you don't study the deep one team like this, you can be surprised. You need to give them maximum respect, and that's what we did. And then my job is to bring the energy for the players so that they follow the program and the demand and then demand and demand and demand. That's why you saw me on the sideline also very energetic, very active, because when you start to feel that there's a result that is happening, you have to push to try to make it as to the limit. Even after we suffered the 4-1, I kept putting substitutions in the front because I was understanding that there could be spaces again to score. But as I said, we don't give this as finished. We have to have the same approach on the second match. That's how champions are produced, by the commitment with themselves, by the commitment and respect by everybody. And look, we came here with a big respect. We came here with a big respect. We came 3 days before the match because we knew that we needed to rest. We need to rest our players. And despite they had a wonderful story written this season regarding the qualification for the World Cup, with the Bafana, they understood the commitment they had to have with Mamelodi Sundowns. That basically is the club that they represent. That's a commitment you need to have always.
My name is James Sedafi from Fresh FM Nigeria. Coach, my name is James Sedafi from Fresh FM Nigeria. Can you assess the 2 teams, Remo Stars and your club, looking ahead of the return leg in South Africa?
Look, teams like Mamelodi Sundowns are built throughout the years, and with a lot of investment, by gathering the best players, and by then working with them and always recruiting and recruiting and recruiting. There's a legacy, obviously, on the history of Mamelodi Sundowns that we need to respect. And that's exactly what we understood when we came here, that Remo Stars is a team with story. It's the champion, double champion on Nigeria. Nigerian football speaks for itself. And despite our legacy and the story that we have on the Champions League, we could not relate with that. We had to relate with what we could do on the pitch. Because if you bring a story just because you have a star and you were finalist last year, that will not play inside the pitch. What will play is the commitment that the players may bring. And that was our job, to bring a lot of commitment. You might imagine that for us, Mamelodi Sundowns, this qualifying round is historically very important. And obviously that it's still on the table, and for Remo Stars, the team will beat themselves until the last minute. But we cannot fail. We cannot fail. We have to face this with a lot of commitment, with a lot of respect, but we cannot fail. And we will have now to try to recover as much as possible, so that on the second match we can play again to win the match, because we have to create that habit. Our habit is to win, and even myself, I cannot allow myself not to be in the same attitude rather than that one. So that's the commitment that coach of Mamelodi Sundowns must have with the club itself. Thank you very much, gents. Thank you very much.
One last one. Okay.
My name is Victor Siopu from Football Intel Africa. Big congratulations, coach. My question is, what's your message to the entire Macedonia fans out there in the world? Reason, because you know that the season did not start so well, and right now you're fixing the puzzles. What is your message of hope?
Look, when I entered the club, there were several values that were taught to me, that are the values that sustain the identity of the club. In our shirt, in mine, no, but in yours it's written Ubuntu Boto. Those are the values that should regulate Mamelodi Sundowns fans all the moment. And that has to do with commitment, that has to do with respect, that has to do with support, that has to do with family, that has to do with responsibility, of course, and that's what we try. We are not perfect. We are also victims of aggressions. We are also victims of moments. What we always do is try to show character in the most difficult moments. And that's exactly what we're going to continue to do, is try to show character in in every moment, in the difficult ones and in the good ones. And that's what people should expect, and Mama Sandwana family should expect from the coach and from the players, is a big respect for the club, history, tradition, and level, so that we can lift it and keep it high as it is for sure. That's what Masandwana family should expect from us. Look, obviously it's important that when you are under pressure or high pressure, mostly in a man-to-man marking, that you can use the spaces in the back of that pressure. So we needed players, runners on the front to make diverse movements in order to try to release someone of the marking, but then we need someone to put the ball there. We know we have a goalkeeper that is basically the first one to deliver service on those spaces, on those players. We had to attract pressure so that then we could find them. And I think that both our 4 defenders, Rowan, the 2 midfielders, and then the players that linked the game from the back to the front, they were quite okay. Obviously, it's very important that to have such quality players. But look, there's no coach that can produce results without high-quality players. As much players or as better players we have, the closest we are from success. Even myself, recently, I didn't have available so many players with such quality, and we also struggled. When you have more resources in hand, you can produce more, like today that we put in extra energy in the front. But recently I had matches that I had no people to substitute in the front because of players on under-20 national team, on the World Cup, players that were injured, players that still had not arrived from the recruitment. Coaches are not magicians. They believe in the players and they work with the qualities they have. So let's, now that we are more strong, more compact, more entire, try to develop the team to the level that we want to be.
Coach,
thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for all of you. Thank you very much, Nigeria. Thank you.
Small mistakes is dangerous. You cannot do mistakes, individual mistakes, because there's a collective actions which they follow, they try to do, but the individual mistakes cannot happen. And when we see individual mistakes, it's difficult after to come back to the game. First half, we went to the half time with 2-0. When we come back, we have two or three opportunities to score, and now if we really score like we scored later, we were on the game. So we didn't score. Now will be more difficult. It's natural on this kind of games. Small mistakes. Even Mamelodi, they did a small mistake and we score a goal and one ball on the post, on the bar. So they know it's like that, and we know always is like that.
Good evening, Coach. Miracle Philip from Remo City FM, Ikene, Nigeria. How would you assess your team's performance against the Brazilian boys? Do you think it was a case of Mamelodi Sundowns being better prepared or more of quality than Remo Stars?
It's a different context, it's a different team, it's a different environment. We cannot compare, like I said in a pre-match conference, there's a story between these two clubs. You cannot compare the story of Mamelodi on this competition and Remo Stars on this competition. So, and there's a lot of things different. And of course, like the coach of Mamelodi said, it's normal. Higher quality players help the coaches to do different things. So, and they have a different resources, and they fight with the resources they have. And we have our resources, and we fight with the resources we have. It's simple.
Good evening, Coach. I'm Sheyi Alao, Sportsboom. Coach, I saw what your boys actually tried to do, today. Press high, but they left huge gap, in the midfield for the South Africans to actually explode. Now, my question is this: the boys, when you look look at the football education, were they able to interpret? What you wanted them to do perfectly. And again, the second question is, do you think it was a mistake to go on the front foot, trade blow to blow, instead of going on a low block? Because, during the pre-match conference, I asked you, are you going to go on a high or on a low block?
No, the plan was to press them high on the first phase of the construction. Okay, don't leave them to decide to connect the game. And if we not win the ball on the first phase of the construction of the opponent on the offensive half, now we come back and give them to bridge up a bit to get space behind them, was the plan. And if you see, all the opportunities we got was when they was a little bit bridge up and we got space behind them, or on the first phase of the construction where we block and we won the ball in the middle, and now we can go to the space. But of course, when we get one or two opportunities and we didn't score, and we didn't get the post of the opponent, now it's difficult, because the opponent, as in football, is always like that. If you press high, you give space back. If you didn't give space behind you, if you want to protect the space behind you and you want to press high, now there's a gap in the middle. So you cannot be everywhere, because the field has 68 meters by 105. So if you want to press high, okay, you're going to press high. If you not win the ball, now they have space behind you. But if you want to protect a bit of your space behind you, you leave space in the middle. But everything you do is the plan, and you want to control. Okay, if I press there, I give you space here, but I know how to control it. Okay, if I give you space behind me, I know how to control it. And every time we win the ball, the plan was there, and every opportunities we got was planned to got them this way. But we didn't score, unfortunately. It's football.
Yeah, Coach, my name is Moses Ojoumi. I report for OGTV. Of course, your boys have a mountain to climb in the second leg in South Africa. Is there anything you would do differently?
Oh, in South Africa, we are going to understand what was the mistakes on this game collectively and individual, correct them, and draw a plan for the game. Of course, has a difference of 4 goals, because the score was 5-1, so a difference of 4 goals is difficult. We know, but it's not impossible. And we are going to work on it, see what we did individually and collectively, okay, what was wrong, correct, and make a plan for the game. Simple.
Thank you.
Any questions, Mo?
Coach, just we've seen the results. Difficult. What would you do different in terms of going back to the drawing board? What do you intend doing as we go into the second leg?
what we can do is exactly what I said. If we correct the individual mistakes, if you just simple correct the individual mistakes, which is more normal in football, now we can got a different result. Of course, if you correct as well some collective mistakes, now we can do a lot of things better than what we did today. Of course, for sure.
Okay, once again, my name is from OGTV. My question is, some of your players actually got transferred. They were sold. One name that will come to mind is Ulrika Junior. Do you think that was actually a factor in losing this match with that kind of margin?
Oh, you cannot say the player was sold. Was the objective of the club. We wish him all the best, and it's not the point to say if one player makes something. No, I cannot say that. No, there's another players come as well with quality to replace those who were sold. So it's not a point.
Last question.
All right, coach. My name is Ike Yusuf from Aria TV, Nigeria. My question is this. Going into the match, what do you have in mind in order to achieve a victory for the 90 minutes? Now, the first match is over. Do you have any other thing you are going to do better than this in the second leg? Then thirdly, do you have any new players that you are going to use that can give you results in South Africa?
Oh, the players that we are going to use is the same players who use it now. The same players who use it now, these are the players we have. Of course, we have a large squad, maybe 1 or 2 or 3, depending what is going on, because the game we are traveling in 3 or 4 days. So, depending how they are, and we are going to pick the best ones to do a different result in South Africa.
Thank you very much, colleagues. See you next time.